If you want to see me swatch the Dark Mattes palette by Viseart, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, we are going to swatch another palette. This is actually a palette that I ordered from Beauty Bay. It was on sale, I think 35 or 40% off. It was a really good sale. I think it was 35% off. And this is a palette that I have been really intrigued by and wanted to try. And I'm going to open up the package here, but you may be a little bit surprised because this is what it looks like. It is empty. And I will show you, I'll take the opportunity to show you what it looks like inside an empty Viseart palette. You'll see that there's a magnet only half of the side for each one of the rectangular pans. And that makes it very, very easy to lift up any of the pans from one side without really having to pry the shadows out. And that is exactly what I did to take them out of this type of a style of palette and put them into a regular flat magnetic palette. And the reason I did that is because I really despise clear covers. I can't stand them. So this palette is going to be useful, interesting for travel purposes maybe, but I will not be using it on the daily. What I have done instead is put them into a Tarte magnetic palette along with my other Viseart palettes. So I have the dark edits at the top in the same order as they appeared in the palette originally. And then I have three different Viseart Mini Pro palettes. This one is Soleil, and then I cannot remember which one is which. I think this is the Pro 2, I think this is the Pro 3, but do not quote me on it because I don't remember off the top of my head. So I'm going to go into these dark mattes and swatch them for you, and I think I'm going to go by column. 1, 2, 3, 4, and use these three fingers, which are the better fingers for swatching purposes. And these are all mattes. It was specifically because they were deep colors and they were all mattes that they got me excited. And that's why I decided to pick up this palette. And I'm just swatching as I'm talking to you here. I saw a few YouTubers, Abby Williamson is one, and then Alexi, a Swedish YouTuber, who both had this palette, and it's seeing it in their possession and how they were using it that got me really interested in trying it out. So this is the first column here. And mattes often are lackluster on the first go, so I'm not too concerned about that. And the blue definitely seems to have a black base to it. I'm just going to pick up the kick up on each one of these pans here for the second go. So far I'm liking the brown the best, which for a color person is a bit weird. I might have to do these 3 times. May not have picked up enough on the second go. Yeah, I'm going to do these a 3rd time. Go figure. Okay. That doesn't bode well, but mattes and swatches, yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, 3rd time is the charm, hopefully. The brown doesn't need it as much, but these guys sure do. I'm guessing in this case that brush application will be better because this is not wowing me in any way, shape, or form. Okay, and here are the fingers. Now on the fingers, they look a lot better than they do on the arm. Okay, well I'm wiping my fingers off here and we're going to go into the second column. And you'll have a chance to see what the first one looks like after being swatched. So here's the first column that has been swatched. You see the disturbance in the pan. We're going to go into this second column. Okay, so here are the next three. That one is much nicer than the first one. Wow, big difference. Kind of a light looking purple, even though it's deeper than the first one. And a very different blue from the first blue that I swatched. So this one and this one have pretty good payoff, but the middle one, and the fingers do look promising. Now, of course, fingers are not brushes, so it's hard to tell sometimes with a finger swatch what a matte will do on the eye. The deep navy blue is quite gritty, just a comment there. All right, second go at the brown. That coolish brown looks like it would be a pleasure to work with. Okay, the purple did build up a little bit, but still not impressed. And there's the blue. I'm going to build up that purple one last time for you. That blue is definitely more impressive than the other one. Definitely more impressive. Okay, so I picked up some purple one more time. And let's see what happens. I am glad I'm wearing black pants. I'll tell you that much. Okay, that made a very big difference. All right. You have a better view of what the color might be. All right, and the fingers. As I wipe my fingers, we are now halfway. There are 12 shadows. We've done 6. So I'm going to go and swatch the third column, and we'll see what those look like. So this is the third column right here, and I do like the look of those colors. I am a big fan of yellow, and this is kind of an orangey, a yellow, orange, orangey yellow. Another brown. This is more of a rusty brown, and that orange I was mentioning. And then the green, more of a forest green. Okay, I like this one. This one makes me think of orange soda. And then that kind of foresty green. It's a good trio, actually. All right, so we're going to go in a second time. That rusty brown did a great job. So did this orange. Wow. Yeah, very nice. A lot different from the other swatches. This one I'm really, really liking. And here are the fingers. A lot more color saturation than I've seen so far in the other swatches. Okay, good. Now we have that one last column. I will show you the colors. I'm just going to wipe my fingers. And it is, again, a very kind of natural colors set of shadows. So this is the last row, or column, I should say, right here, that we are going to play with. I'm excited for that green for sure. Oh, what a nice khaki color. I'm excited for this one for sure. Yep. Okay. Now this is a kind of brown that I really am not huge on. As I say that, now that's the kind of brown I have in my crease today. The irony. All right, and that one's all right. It's a kind of burnt orange, and then this khaki looks so good. I like it very much. All right, so I'm going to go in a second time. The last 3 swatches. There we go. I feel like I should build up this green one last time. So I think I'm going to do that. And then we can talk about all of the swatches all together. And there we go. Okay, that made a big difference, and just finger if you're curious. All right, so when I take a look at this dark mattes, I am going to say this is going to act like a black for me. I'm not super jazzed about any of them. I think that these are just going to be dark, deepening colors for me. And then when it comes to actual color use, I would say from this one on would be some specific color use. So deepening shadows for the first 4, very utilitarian, and then colorful application with these. Those are kind of the first thoughts that I have now that I've swatched them all, and I don't think that I would have had that thought at all had I not swatched them. Yeah, I felt like these were more colorful in the pan and maybe felt more versatile in the pan than they feel like once swatched. But again, these are not brush applications, so I could be dead wrong with my first impressions from a swatch perspective. I am happy that there is quite a bit of pickup of color in the latter 2/3 of the swatches. I was really a bit concerned with the first 4, but if I consider the first 4 as blending shadows to deepen up other shadows, then I'm less concerned. So yeah, am I happy I have it? Yeah, I think so. I'm still pleased with it, pleased with having it in my collection. But I'm definitely happy I got it at a significant discount because yeah, I feel like I got quite a bit of satisfaction out of 2/3 of the palette, and that's pretty much what I paid, is about 2/3 of the original price. So that makes it easier to take. I do also appreciate how well these pans hold on a magnetic base. And then the other thing I want to mention is you see that I have 3 of these Pro Minis, and there's this space in the middle. If you're wondering what this is reserved for, I do want the dark edits. So the dark edits, which is 3 columns, I believe, of product, that is what I'm going to be looking to complement the rest of the Viseart shadows in this palette. So now you know my plan for how I'm going to round out my array of Viseart shadows. I really enjoy the minis, and I do keep the palettes that they came in for travel purposes because those miniature shadows are fantastic. If you tend to travel light, which I do, I don't check any luggage, I always have my shadows with me. It is nice to have 8 shadows in a package that is like this smaller than a deck of cards. I find that absolutely amazing. And that's why the dark edits is what is going to be complementing the rest. Now the big pans, because I think I'm going to be dipping into these on a regular basis just as a default to find a deepening color, I don't mind the fact that these are larger pans, and I can see this as a very good companion palette to support each one of these other 3. So I don't have a problem with that, and I appreciate the variety as well. So that is it. Those are my swatches for the dark mattes from Viseart. I hope you found it informative. Let me know what you think of the colors, and with that, I'll say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.